So now that we have the no pooling, no scripting necessary pool under our belt, let's add the pool link system into an existing game. This also comes with the package. Let's save our work, huh? So here we have another little game to tinker around with. And in this first scene we have no pooling. The second scene is no, but we're going to integrate pooling into the second scene with coding. So here we have a game, and our cannon is shooting down all the good candies. If it hits a bad candy, then it'll get a bad shot. And you can see down here in the hierarchy, it's creating clones, it's destroying clones. All of this can be mitigated with the pooling system. So in this part we'll be writing in some code. So first off, we have the player cannon, and this is where the bullets are fired from. Actually, let's do this level. So the player is a shooter, and what does it shoot? It shoots a prefab. This ball prefab. And this ball prefab is here in our scene. So let's start here. So as you can see, I commented out all the required code, which I'll explain in as much detail as I can. Declare a variable for the pool manager that you're going to be using. Declare a variable for the prefab index in that pool. There can only be one prefab per pool, as we saw before. The amounts can be set. So here I have my index and I have my pool manager. These attributes come with the package. You can put them above the pool manager, and what this does is it gives you the drop down. Without it, you would have to drag and drop and select type in a number for your pool index, but these attributes allow you to use the drop down. So after we have our pool, let's save it and see what we have on the other side. So here's the player cannon, and here's my projectile ball prefab. And as soon as Unity compiles, yes, the recording and everything really slows things down. Alright, here we have it. It says here's the ball prefab. It's still here, but now it's telling me that a pool manager is required. So I can add a pool manager to the scene. There's a prefab, and I can add a component to a game object, or I can click the button and it'll go ahead and add a pool manager to the scene for me. Here's the pool manager, if you can see it here. Then it's gonna ask us, said no pools in pool manager. So there's nothing to spawn in the pool manager. We can click on the pool manager unit, or this will take us to that pool manager, and we can add what we need to spawn here. So for this game, we're gonna need For now, at least, we need the ball. So let's get that into the pool manager. So here's the ball. It's in the pool manager. Now it can be selected here to be used. Now that we have our ball selected, there's no need for this field anymore. So we'll remove that. So here's our prefab that we were using, and now it's removed. So as usual, the compiler knows something's not right, and this is where it's not right. So we no longer have the prefab. We need a means of spawning the object. So we create a pooled object. See, when you can't remember, that's what the var is for. It's automatic. The compiler is smarter than I am. So we're going to request. We have a choice. We can request the object active or inactive. Well, we can request the regular. Request object does not activate the object. Request active object would give you an object if it's available and activate it. So we're going to request an object from which pool, and we know which pool we're using, the pool from the prefab index. Let's see what this is returning. It's returning a pooled info. Pooled info. What is a pooled info? Is it? Where are you? You're not a recycler, you're not in pools, you're not in spawner. I don't even know where it is. But it's in there somewhere. Let's find out. I'm curious. I know it's my API, but see, here's the pool info, and it's in pool everything, pools. So we can define the variable type explicitly. So pools is in pool everything, and here's our pooled info. Of course, we can just go ahead and pull in our using. Now we have the pool info. The pool info contains a few fields that would interest you or anyone using it. So the actual object is called the pool info. Let me make this more explicit. P. So now the pooled info dot game object. This is our game object, and this is what we want to return to our call to get projectile. So get projectile wants a game object to retrieve the projectile behavior component from. So we need to give it a game object, and the pool manager returns a pool info. So now we have the game object, and we have a few more handy. We have the actual pool manager that's created it. We have whether it's a rigid body or a rigid body 2D. If those are attached, it's established at instantiation time, and they're stored away to be used. So we don't have to find them or get component on them again. So here we have it. We've added our pool manager, and we can pool everything. Pool manager picker, pool key picker, and the pool that we want. And here is the lines of code required to request an object from the pool. Well, let's save it and see how that goes. Everything else would work as before. We should not see this projectile prefab anymore. And our pool manager should handle the balls being spun. So we're looking, we have 5 of them. 5 is the amount initially spawned, and if there's a need for more, it will spawn an additional 5. And of course we can change those values. So our round started, and there's the ball being fired. That ball is from the pool manager. Here it is, being activated and deactivated. However, I am noticing now that we have our bonus canvas being created and destroyed, and heck, we have a pool manager to take care of these things now. So let's go into our HUD canvas and see the items that we need to pull. So these are the canvas prefabs. Let me give it a little more room here. Here's a bonus canvas prefab. Here's a bonus canvas plus prefab. And a shooter image prefab. Sharpshooter image prefab. That does not say sharpshooter. It should say sharpshooter. Maybe someone will change it. So I need someone to spell check my stuff. Nevertheless, let's proceed. So we need to add a few more items to our pool manager. Bonus canvas. And we can do that. Here's our plus canvas. We also wanted the sharpshooter. And there was one more I thought that I saw. Bonus canvas, sharpshooter. Oh, those are the only 2. So I'm wondering what will happen if I leave an empty slot in there. No better time than the present. So now let's head on to over to the HUD manager and configure it to use the pooling system. Again, here are the lines that need to be added to configure the pooling system. So firstly, again, we add a pool manager, and you can or don't have to add the property. We add an index for the pool that we want to use. Again, you can, or if you want, use the drop down provided by adding this attribute. This attribute, this constructor, takes a parameter or not, and you can use this parameter to define the field that's shown in the property in the inspector. So we're gonna, this says bonus index, it will say bonus index. So let's type that to bonus prefab. And bonus plus index. So how about plus prefab? Okay, now let's define our sharpshooter. So we have our sharpshooter index, sharpshooter, S-H-A RP sharpshooter prefab. That'll make more sense. So now we can remove these prefabs because they're no longer necessary. So now on to the fix it part. So instead of returning the prefab, which if we go into our show bonus canvas method, we'll see it's being instantiated. And we set a destroy lifetime. And the lifetime, of course, is set as a parameter coming in. Now, this is the problem, the instantiate call. So we won't be using show bonus prefab. I've written another method that's going to request the bonus prefab, and request is the term that's used to get something from the pool manager. So now here's the request scenario. You'll go into the pool manager and request an active object, and it checks to see if the active object is known. Is there anything left in the pool manager? There is. So cool, give it to us and return it. Same prepare canvas. This is the same calls that I would have normally made, but now I'm just requesting the pool manager instead of instantiating the object. So now that I have my request methods, request the sharpshooter and request the bonus canvas, I can use them in code. So instead of, if I do have a prefab, then use it, I'm going to say request the sharpshooter from the pool. And to adjust these, instead of showing the bonus canvas, now we're going to be requesting the bonus canvas. So this last one, I think I'm going to type it out so you can see how it feels. So we're going to return request a bonus canvas, and the bonus canvas we're going to request is this is show earn. So it's not, this is not the plus. What value? Text value comes in here. The position also passed in. The color, oh good for me, it's also passed in. And the lifetime also passed in. So easy integration. Now we have an error here, show sharpshooter, which is instantiating, which we don't even want in our code anymore. So that can be removed. So now effectively we have the pool manager managing the creation and the life cycle throughout the entire runtime of our objects. So we save and head back to Unity, and here's our HUD manager with the old data. Should be updated as soon as the compilation is done. So now that the compilation is completed, we can set what we need. So we select our pool manager and our bonus prefab, bonus canvas, bonus plus, bonus canvas. Our plus prefab, notice that these are not the field names. These are the names that we passed into our attribute. So we'll use the plus and then our sharpshooter prefab. This one's easy to notice because it's spelled properly. Is our sharpshooter image. So that should take care of it all, and with those few lines of code, pool everything can be integrated into an existing project. We have a null reference. That's awesome. We can find out where that came from and settle that. Oh, so let's check it out. We have nothing else being created. Everything's in the pool manager and being managed there. There's a special case that's going to happen. No, he had to get them all. He probably missed one. Let's find out what that error is all about. So there's a null reference. So that null reference is the unassigned. So let's remove the unassigned prefab. Alright, so there should be smooth sailing, sharpshooter image. This is the special case. Hopefully, if everything is shot, if it doesn't miss a shot, it gets a special candy cane. There it goes. Now this is a case that I would like to show. Now we don't have any sharpshooter images here, and this is the sharpshooter. There he is. This one was removed from the pool manager and placed into something else. Here it is right here. It was placed into the HUD canvas. So upon activation from the pool manager, it was detached from the pool manager and attached to the HUD canvas. So, and that's it. That's easy integration into an existing project. It's flexible, it's powerful, and it comes with lots of documentation. As I'm using the stream, I'm not sure if any of the overlay in IntelliSense is available to you. If it is not, and you know how IntelliSense works, pressing this, the dot operator will bring up a list of items. And for instance, if I use request on request object, request active object, I get IntelliSense notes for this, which says get a requested pool object, sets rigid body if any to 0 velocities, sets game object active state to true. So there's rich IntelliSense that's provided with all the code. Another way of showing that is, as I did before, I don't know if you noticed, but these are all IntelliSense documentation. Alright, so next we would go through in detail all the spawners, recyclers, and components that are available out of the box with Pool Everything.